back to DXB today. All going on here on set, and great to have your feedback. Do keep that feedback coming on. Do get in touch with the show on our socials throughout the show, talking all things eating today and our relationship with food at the moment. Our next guest is a dietitian, but also a yoga teacher who is also sharing her wellness journey with us. Welcome to the show, Rola Ghaddar. Rola, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I like this holistic approach and the journey that we've mentioned just there that you've been on as well. Background in dietetics, then adding the yoga as well. Talk me through the journey.
I started actually yoga after I learned about mindful eating, because mindful eating is all about being present, all about connecting to your senses, enjoying your food, and not judging food. Not saying this is good, this is bad, like just being neutral towards food while you're eating. And I was doing a workshop about mindful eating, and I invited a yoga teacher. And then I did the class and I was like, oh, this feels so good. And this also strengthens my connection to my body. As you were saying, the hunger, the fullness, the satisfaction, what I enjoy, it was helping me also be more compassionate with myself. Let's say if I eat the chips or the chocolate, like not to judge myself too harshly. And I found so many things in common between intuitive eating and yoga. And I started my journey. I was practicing for 3 years. And then I was like, I love it so much. I want to learn more. And I did my teacher training. I started teaching, and I feel like they complete each other's, if we want to put it that way.
Perfect.
Yeah.
What other things have you found that have aligned together with like the yoga, and what has it helped you do better? Like, what advice would you give to people like myself who maybe aren't connected together? How would you structure that in your week, for example, to the yoga and combining that with the mindful eating?
I think mindful eating is also like a kind of meditation, because if you're eating mindfully, you're aware of the flavor, the sounds, the texture. You're not thinking about deadlines. You're not thinking about your the laundry or what you need to do. You're just being in the moment, and it's a kind of meditation. So it could be like a practice that is encouraged in yoga as well. So that's something that you can do daily. But I know that like today's life is much faster, and we're not living in the mountains like monks, so it's not going to be that perfect. We can't like just sit and okay, I'm enjoying my meal, I'm super mindful about it. This is truly unrealistic, but there are some tricks that can help us be more mindful. And one of these tricks is to start with like smaller portion, and you don't like fill your plate. You start with a smaller portion, and this will make you appreciate the food more. Like, do you notice in fine dining, they put like really small portions so that you give it more importance and you enjoy the flavor more? I think that's something we can also start practicing, and it forces us to pause. So let's say I'm done with this portion, I'm forced to pause before I add the next one.
Because that's what I was actually going to say. Unfortunately, I am as my mother would always say, you know, it didn't touch the sides. My food is just gone, it's devoured. If you didn't eat fast, you didn't eat, kind of thing. But I also know it's not always realistic what you're saying, to be able to take the time. I'm thinking of someone, say, they're working in DIFC and they have 30 minutes for lunch, they've got to go and grab something. Like, is there anything they can do realistically, like Nathan said, on a day-to-day basis? How do you sit in the middle of a busy office even and try and be more mindful about what you're eating?
I think it's the environment, like where you're eating. Let's say if you're eating on your office and you have your laptop, you have so much clutter, this is not gonna help. But if you take your lunch, you go to somewhere that's more quiet, somewhere with a bit of greenery, and you need to know like what works for you. What makes you feel good, what makes you feel calm when you're eating. Because if you're anxious, there's a direct link between our brain and our gut. So if I'm feeling scared or anxious or stressed, this is going to directly affect the way I will digest the food, and this is why a lot of people feel bloated after. So this is also like one of the signs. So if someone has a lot of bloating after food, maybe that's a sign, a message from their body telling them, maybe try to eat more mindfully, maybe block, like you block a time for your meeting, block a time for your food, and make sure it's at least 15 minutes to have your full meal, because we tend to give priority to everything else and forget ourselves. This is part of our basic self-care. So the basic self-care is to give ourselves 15 minutes per meal and to really block this. I remember when I used to see clients in my clinic, sometimes someone would be late, someone would, the schedule wouldn't work perfectly. I would sometimes ask the client, I'm like, do you mind if I can take 10 minutes to eat and then come back? And almost everyone would say, okay, because I know I'm going to be much nicer if I'm full.
Nice. Yeah.
You know, and like I make sure to give this need for myself and prioritize it. And most people would understand that you need fuel to be able to work. And I think also in corporate, maybe that's a boundary that you set with your boss or your colleagues. And this is my time to eat. Yeah. I'm gonna go.
And so that is note to gallery over here, because I'm going to be taking a long break in between filming episodes to go eat my meal mindfully, peacefully, and I'm going to devour every bite. I want to ask you a little bit about yoga. Now, you are a yoga teacher,
right?
And you say that it goes beyond just physical movement, and that yoga helps to support emotional and mental well-being. How so?
Absolutely. Because I truly believe that we hold a lot of emotions in our body. Like, I don't know if you feel it, but yeah, we all do. Like when we're stressed, maybe we feel tension in the neck, the shoulders. When we're scared, we might feel it in the knees, might feel knee pain. When we suppress a lot, lower back pain, and also hips. Like especially for women, we store a lot of emotions in our hips, and yoga helps us to release these emotions and these tensions from our body. So it helps us in our healing journey. So, and it helps us with emotional regulation, because when we move, our happy hormones will go up. You know, when we breathe, we will slow down. The nervous system will feel calmer. So it helps us beyond just exercising. I'm burning calories. I'm getting that muscles worked out. So there's also like the spiritual aspect of it, the self-connection, the pausing and really knowing what is it that I'm feeling today? How is my body feeling today? Like maybe we need like a minute to just tune in, but sometimes we don't take that minute to do that, and life is very fast. You know,
this has been a very calming interview, Rola.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Unfortunately, we've run short of time. I feel like I could listen to you all day because I just want to like breathe as you speak.
Let's take
Yes, a deep breath. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for coming here.
Thank you for having me.
Katie, I believe you have our DXB in 60 quiz for Nathan.
Of course I do. Now, Nathan doesn't know anything about this, which is great. Nathan, 60 seconds, quick fire questions. They're all about you, don't worry.
Okay, fantastic.
So we're going to find out as much about you as possible in 60 seconds. We will put that timer on the clock, and on the screen, and we'll start in 3, 2, 1. What is one myth that you would like to bust about staying healthy?
That it has to be expensive.
Oh, nice. What is your motto in life and in work?
Say yes and figure out how to later.
Ooh, if you could have an AI assistant, what tasks would you have it do for you?
Cooking, cleaning, washing,
just
emails.
the one. Just the one.
Oh, so yeah, that's a great proposition.
If you could have dinner with anybody, either with us or not, who would that be?
Probably Joe Rogan.
Ooh, okay. What's the best part about your job?
Helping people help themselves.
Love that. The most memorable transformation with one of your clients?
A guy called Majid who lost 60 kilos in a year. and he ate takeaway every single day.
I saw that on your
yeah, from his mum. His mum made his food every single day, and he wasn't giving that up. So we made sure that he didn't give it up and still lost 60 kilos.
I love it. Listen, last question. Why Dubai?
Because of the sunshine, the food, and the tax.
At least you're honest. I absolutely love it.
Nathan, bless you. Thanks very much indeed for guest co-hosting. It's been very enlightening. Really appreciate what you're doing at the moment. So thanks very much indeed for coming in and sharing your experiences. Rola, same to you as well. Thank you so much indeed for being with us.
Thank you.
We're going to stick. We're going to ask you though to stick around. If that's okay. Why? Because we've got live music to play us out in just a little while. In fact, we're going to be crossing down live to Pizza Express to catch up with Aston, one of our favourites. Stay with us for that.
Since I was young, I always performed music, acted in plays, and did anything that was musically inclined. And I've carried that through to my adulthood, where now I perform full time. I always get requested to play songs from Ed Sheeran, so I'd say he's a big influence of my sound. Any singer-songwriter type of band, Alt J, definitely the Mumford & Sons era, and most recently, Zach Bryan. Don't forget to catch me performing my song Jungle at the end of the show.